Hey everyone, welcome back to the Aerial Media Pros channel. Today we're going to be showing you a full tour of the newest model in the Phantom series, the DJI Phantom 4. So the goal of this video is really to give you all that you need to know about the Phantom 4, which will include all the great new features and updates to the DJI Go app, as well as key differences between this new model and its predecessor, the DJI Phantom 3. So from just a visual standpoint, the new Phantom retains the same basic design characteristics as the Phantom 3, so you can see the shape and the color and everything is the same, only the Phantom 4 has a new gloss finish, and everything in the overall design is very sleek and clean, and we'll go over more of that later. So what is it about the Phantom 4 that has already established it as the best drone in its class? Well, the first thing you'll probably hear is that it's the first consumer drone to feature obstacle avoidance and subject tracking, which is made possible by these front-facing vision cameras on the front of the copter here. So this wasn't available in the previous Phantom 3. However, in previous models, we have already seen downward-facing vision cameras used to keep the drone locked in its position in the air even when indoors and without help from GPS. While the Phantom 4 still makes use of that same vision positioning system, DJI has brought the technology to the next level using forward-facing stereo vision cameras, as I pointed out earlier. So we have ultrasonic sensors and stereo cameras on the bottom here, as well as new stereo vision cameras on the front. Using its new stereo vision system, the Phantom 4 can detect and avoid obstacles as well as track and follow operator-selected subjects using a new feature in the DJI Go app called Active Track. Now, Active Track mode allows you to select an object on your screen in the DJI Go app, and the Phantom 4 will instantly create a depth map of the scene and the object in order to track and keep the selected object in the frame. The Phantom 4 even knows when you've selected a person, which is important because it can track people even if they turn or change position. So that's Active Track mode. The next highlight feature is Tap Fly mode. So in Tap Fly mode, you simply tap on the live FPV screen and the Phantom 4 will fly a course in that direction. So even if you select a point which is lower than its current altitude, the Phantom 4 will continue descending until it reaches a minimum altitude setting, which by default is around 10 feet. It will still continue to move along the heading that you originally selected while maintaining that minimum altitude, so preventing it from hitting the ground. Great feature. And that brings us to our next highlight feature, which is obstacle avoidance. The Active Track and Tap Fly functions alone are great features. However, it makes a world of a difference when you pair these features with the ability to avoid obstacles that may be in the way of your flight path. So if that's not already enough, another exciting new feature with the Phantom 4 is Sport Mode, which is activated by a new switch position on the back of the controller here. So you'll switch from P to S, which stands for Sport, and this is going to enhance the performance of the Phantom 4, increasing the max pitch to 45 degrees and increase the max speed from 36 to 45 miles an hour. This will also increase max ascent and descent speed. However, I will note that this is going to disable the vision system, so you will not have obstacle avoidance support in this mode. It's also good to mention that apart from these new flight modes and obstacle avoidance, you still have access to all the same smart modes that were available with the Phantom 3. For example, point of interest, follow me, waypoints, home lock, course lock, etc. Now the camera on the Phantom 4 also shares the same sensor as the camera on the Phantom 3 Professional. So you're still receiving beautiful 4K imagery and 12 megapixel stills, but only the Phantom 4 camera can do 120 frames per second in 1080 HD resolution, which is really great for those of you guys doing slow motion imagery. I'll also note that even though the sensor is the same, they have updated the lens on the camera to support enhanced colors and better glass. So now we're going to go through and just look at the differences and updates to the Phantom 4 in terms of the hardware itself, starting with the camera gimbal. So the first thing you'll probably notice here is a newly designed gimbal, which now has two motors on each side of the camera to control the pitch angle. And this is important because it provides stronger support on that tilt axis and allows for greater efficiency for the motors. When we compare the mounting system with that of the Phantom 3, again you'll see it is much cleaner. The vibration dampening system, as well as the SD card and USB access slots, have been moved up into the body of the aircraft, and all these components are brought together with a really well designed bottom plate. Not only does the bottom plate help with the sleek design of the Phantom 4, it allows for full ventilation or breathability of the electronics. It's actually made of a very light yet strong composite material. So this is going to increase the structural integrity of the aircraft as a whole, especially since all the new sensors and internal components cause the Phantom 4 to be just slightly heavier than previous models. The difference is only about 1/4 pound. But in order to support the new components, DJI has developed a new battery made just for the Phantom 4. So this is a larger capacity battery, 5350 milliamps, and due to its larger capacity and better efficiency in the motors, DJI has released the Phantom 4 with the rated 28-minute flight time. So that's almost 10 minutes extra time in the air. But before I place this battery pack back in, I do want to point out the interior of the aircraft. In line with the modern design and new look of the Phantom 4, you can see that just even the battery compartment looks like something straight out of a Star Wars movie. Everything has been shifted around to make space for the larger battery and the new smart components. And that will take us to the arms here. Just like the ventilation on the bottom plate, we also see an improved cooling system on the arms, which is made up of cooling vents on the bottom of the arms here, and the motors have been raised up so that they are unobstructed by the arm design, so you can see that they're a little higher. And this will allow for better airflow throughout. An additional benefit to having the motors raised, even just slightly, is that when the aircraft pitches forward, you used to see the propellers come into view of the camera screen, and this would disrupt your shot. However, with the motor slightly raised, you'll notice this is going to happen way less often unless you're in sport mode, where the max pitch of the aircraft could be up to 45 degrees. The Phantom 4 also features a new propeller mounting system, which is a quick release system, so you simply turn and remove the props and do the same to secure them back into their position. And you don't have to worry about the threads or anything wearing out over time. DJI has also improved the redundancy compared to previous models with now dual compasses and dual IMUs, keeping everything nice and extra stable during flight. So there's plenty to be excited about with the Phantom 4, and it's pretty clear that the upgrade from the Phantom 3 is definitely worth the investment, even though we still highly recommend the Phantom 3 and think it is a great platform, especially now that prices have gone down since the release of the Phantom 4. For more information or to place an order on the Phantom 4, head over to our website aerialmediapros.com, where you can save even more when you bundle the Phantom 4 with extra batteries, a hard case, and other accessories. We hope to see you out enjoying the new Active Track and TapFly Smart Mode soon. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.